Meanwhile, the unending erratic power supply keeps having a toll on Ghanaians and their various businesses, leaving these business owners in debt. Here in Accra, there is daily clamor of load shedding timetable, as well as calls on the government to find a lasting solution to the problem. But what is the situation in other regions of the country? Let's go on the phone lines and speak with our regional correspondents to gauge the mood in their respective regions. Right. So, who do we have now? Okay, let's speak with Kwesiado. Is Kwesiado with me on the phone? Kwesiado, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Great. Thank you for your time. So, take us through what's the situation. How is the Dumso like? Are you also having transformer challenges?
Okay, so it keeps getting worse by day. And this situation is placing people in uncertainty because you do not know when you're going to have power or when your power is going to be taken. And the people who are feeling the full brunt of this erratic power supply is the artisans, because they get to work in the morning and just when they don't expect, power is taken. So most of them are now resorting to finding alternative means to supply power, and key among them is the use of standby generators. And then they are beginning to complain about the cost of petrol, because they say that it's having a toll on their revenue. And so profitable time is also being lost per the business owners. Sometimes they incur losses, transport workers to site, and just when they get to site, power is taken and they would have no option but to return back home. And so this is becoming a very difficult or challenging situation for the people in the central region, even though the Electricity Company of Ghana has said that we are facing these challenges as a result of overloaded transformers. We have not seen the output either changing, upgrading, or even transferring some of the lines to other transformers. And so people do not actually know what actually is wrong, but they are pressing on the Electricity Company of Ghana to provide a timetable so that it would guide them on how to go about with their normal duties.
So what are some of the typical businesses that heavily rely on power supply, especially within the central region enclave?
Okay, so we have artisans, that is those who are welders, and then also we have those who operate cold stores and others. They are suffering most in the region here.
Right. We know there's a lot of meat and fish in the central area, so I can understand where you're coming from. Let's go on to Bassett, also reporting from the Ashanti region. Bassett, thank you for your time. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Annie, and good afternoon to our viewers.
Right, so tell us, how the power situation is in the Ashanti region. Well, recently you guys have received the Ameri plants there in the middle belts of the country. So maybe you must be a little bit more comfortable.
Well, Annie, contrary to the expectation of the people of the region that the relocation of Ameri would resolve this issue of the power outages, but the situation has been worse than when Ameri was not here. So many residents in the region are expressing outrage and they are demanding for a timetable so that they will be able to schedule their activities. Prior to the relocation of the Ameri, the situation was not as bad as it is now. Many are experiencing the doom, so even though, but the situation is very, very worse now as I speak with you. And according to most of the residents, due to the warm weather, they are unable to have even a good sleep at night because the weather is too hot. They will not have fan and other equipment to be able to have. And many businesses are like the cold stores and those who sell mobile phones and other accessories are also finding it difficult to be able to serve their customers because they have to test and charge these gadgets before they are able to sell them to their residents. So many of the residents are very outraged about this situation and are demanding for a timetable as soon as possible so that they will be able to know their schedule as to when and where the lights will be on or off.
So the people in Ashanti region are also demanding a timetable.
Yes, Annie, prior to the relocation of Amari, a whole lot of people were thinking that the situation would normalize in the region, but nothing has changed. I can tell you for a fact, nothing has changed. And it's even worse than when the Amari was not here.
Exactly. When you say it's worse, Bassett, can you describe what was the situation like before the Amari relocation?
Earlier on, the lights will go off probably at night or probably in the morning and comes back at some hours. But recently, within a day, from morning to evening, it can go on and off like about 5 times. And even at night, when it goes off, it will last like from maybe 6 p.m. to sometimes the following morning. Or even sometimes, if you are lucky, the light will come around 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. at midnight. So this makes it more worse than before. Earlier on, it wasn't like this.
Right, Bassett, thank you.
That is why most of the residents say they are finding it difficult to have a good sleep.
I'm grateful, Bassett, for that. Continue to monitor the situation also in the Ashanti region. Let's go into the northern area. Dibaba will tell us what's going on there. Dibaba, thank you. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Annie.
Great. So in the northern enclave of Ghana, how's this doom source situation like, or you may want to call it doom city?
Well, the situation in the northern region seems to be stabilizing, even though people are still crying. Because earlier it used to go off like the whole of Tamale or the northern sector will go off. But for almost about 20 days now, we haven't experienced a complete blackout of the northern sector. But as a matter of fact, area by area, people are really suffering in the northern region. Some have been in the darkness for more than 5 days, some 3 days. Light will go off in a particular area for days. And as a matter of fact, in other areas, it will be like a disco dance, on and off, on and off, on and off, for about 20 times a day. So the situation in the northern region, as a matter of fact, the lights doesn't go off for the whole of the region, but area by area, people are suffering. And many people are also calling on the VRA and NETCO to ensure that they get a timetable so that they will know when their lights will be off and when they will have power so that they can program themselves very well. I spoke to some people as well who are complaining that their things are spoiling inside their fridges and they are calling on government to do something about the situation. Others are also complaining that their fridges, their TVs are getting blown up by the fluctuation of the power situation. So in the northern region, the situation, like I said, we don't experience a full blackout of the northern sector, but it is really affecting individual areas a lot.
Do you have people who are complaining about, their worse going bad, tripping, spoiling the machines at home and things like that? What are some of the complaints you've received?
Yes, like I mentioned earlier, some people are complaining of their fridges, their TVs, and other gadgets. In fact, I visited one electronic shop. They are complaining that many of their gadgets have been blown up due to this situation. So even some workshops are also complaining, and car washing bays and other shops are also complaining that due to the power situation, they are not getting customers or they are not getting enough work to ensure that they take care of their family and their responsibilities. So the situation in the northern region is not different from other regions, like we've heard Bassett speak about the situation in the Ashanti region. But in the northern region, as a matter of fact, we don't get the full blackout of the whole region again. But it goes off area by area for days. Like, currently, as we are speaking, in Chani, some parts of Chani, they haven't had lights for over 5 days today. And it's very terrifying, and people are suffering, especially in this heat.
So in the northern part, in brief, what you're saying is that instead of the power, outage covering a larger area, it doesn't cover a larger area any longer. Now, it's rather about longer hours of power outage that you experience.
Exactly. It doesn't cover the whole region like it used to be. You know, in the past, in a month or so ago, the whole of northern sector, including Upper East, Upper West, Savannah, Northeast, the whole northern sector will go off. But we don't experience such situations again. But it is now area subjective. Like the whole of Kalpohene will go off, the whole of Tamale Central will go off, or the whole of, let's say, Sakasaka, Savlugu, Kumbungu will go off. That is the situation we are finding ourselves currently.
Alhassan Dibaba, thank you for the updates there. And that is from the Northern Belt. That's how it's looking like as he described the situation. It used to cover larger areas when the power goes out. But now, maybe just areas or some suburbs in the community, then the hours will last longer than it used to be.